What I mean by this is that a lot of people end up relying too heavily on systems, the same systems that are starting to fall apart and deteriorate now. So the people that are able to get away from it and be self-sufficient are the people who are getting away from all of these systems. So let me give you an example of what I mean, just for time, because it's timely. California, look at how many people were let down by the systems in California. North Carolina comes to mind as well, as does, all these other big disasters. Look at how the so-called systems are failing everybody. That's because there's been layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of compound incompetence. Not just because it starts at the top and then it works its way down. And every time you make an exception for excellence, you make an exception for it, it becomes a race to the bottom. You never achieve mediocrity. You have a race to the bottom, or you have constantly striving for excellence. It's kind of a either or type of thing. You don't ever really achieve, you can't set a goal for mediocre. And what everybody's been doing for the last several years is setting a goal for mediocre, and it just doesn't work. You get inevitably a race to the bottom. So all of these systems are failing people. And so when I say people that are able to exit the system and become a bit more self-sufficient, I mean, like, for real, start really preparing yourself to understand there is no one coming to help you. If there's a disaster, you're probably on your own. And so it means that you're going to have to know some of this stuff. You're going to have to actually, just everybody is going to have to start realizing that because competence, if you look at the top of what's left of my TikTok page, and will be gone, you'll see a video called The Competency Crisis. And that is just going to get worse. That type of inertia of competency is fading, right? And it's just going to get worse going forward. It's not going to get any better because the system itself has disincentivized and indeed punished the most competent people in the system, right? I mean, we all know how this works, right? I've been over this. You have some job at some company somewhere, you do a really good job, and then what ends up happening is that you end up getting in trouble because you did too good a job, right? I know I'm talking to somebody with that one, because that's reality. The systems, all these systems are designed to reward incompetence and punish excellence, because excellence leads to people starting to ask too many questions. They start saying, why are you doing it this way? And remember, most of these mega businesses, the bankers and all like that, these companies, all of them, private and public alike, whether it's a government or some monolithic mega corporation, doesn't matter. They cannot survive because none of the people there know why they're doing anything. It's important to know why. It's more important to know why you're doing something than what you're doing, or than how you're doing it, right? It's there's a lot of people who know how to do things, but they don't know why they're doing them. And when you lose that why portion, you get this steady decline into incompetence, the pool of incompetence, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So that's what I mean by that. So the people who are able to get out of that, at least mentally, if nothing else, do so. My suggestion is do so quickly.